Okay, let's just roll the episode.
Got it. La-di-da-di, we like to potty.
Welcome, Tim.
We're speaking of things. Welcome, Dave.
Thank
Do you remember that one? La-di-da-di, we like to potty.
Oh, yeah.
We don't do something, we don't bother nobody. I messed up a line already.
Gwen Stefani.
God, you're good at this. You're phenomenal, like a savant.
Well, I have to be good at something.
Yeah, come on. La-di-da-di, we like to potty. We're talking...
Miley Cyrus.
Who?
Miley Cyrus.
Jesus, God in heaven. We're talking OG early rap days, kind of like when the black rappers sounded like white guys trying to sound like rappers. We're talking early. Okay, you're not there. Do I give you a clue?
Sure.
Middle letter. He went by two names, but then the middle letter was E.
Tupac.
Oh my God, Dougie Fresh, baby.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, whatever. That's a... Forget it. Did I hear you were just running? You were doing the running thing again?
I was.
Did you do one of those concussion runs?
I did not. I went no concussion this time.
I know how you love to do that. And you didn't fall into the water or anything.
No.
That's good. No. I know you get a little clumsy sometimes.
We're doing the recall on music. I want to ask our viewers to recall back to our first episode. Do you remember what we talked about in the first episode?
Woolly mammoths?
The woolly mammoth.
The woolly mammoth. What is that? What did I get it right?
Yeah. So we talked about the woolly mammoth and bringing the woolly mammoth back.
Okay.
So the company was Colossal, right? That was the name of the company who was bringing them back.
Okay, got it.
Then the last 2 weeks, they brought back their first extinct animal, not the woolly mammoth.
Wait, was this the wolf thing?
Dire wolf.
What is it called?
Dire wolf.
Dire wolf. It sounds like a good name for a band. But Dire Wolf. Welcome, Detroit.
Big hair band from the 70s.
Wouldn't it have been 80s, big hair? Yeah, it could have been 70s.
Same thing.
Dire wolf. I saw it was like a white wolf or something, right?
Yeah.
And did they explain why that needed to happen? I'm doing a little adjustment here. Did they say why they felt like that would be important, helpful to the planet?
So it does have like some ecological benefit to the tundra or something.
So there is like a legit reason.
There is a legit reason, but I'm a little miffed I'm a little pissed off, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Everybody settle down.
The CEO of Colossal, after we talked about it on our podcast first, well over 2 years ago, decided to go on Joe Rogan. Yeah, that's some bullshit, isn't it?
No kidding.
No.
Freaking just bypassed us.
Right by us. I don't even think he gave us a thought.
Well, you don't know that because he might have said, you know what? I'll go over to that little show. I'll practice. Then I'll get on that SoT speaking of things stuff. Huh?
That's true. It's true.
Speaking of things, what are we? What is our email? How do they snail mail us?
You can type in your web browser.
Right.
Speak to SoT at gmail.com.
Gmail, and we're using the .com here. This is the .com generation.
.com. Yeah. I mean, some people may say that, we're stuck in the early 2000s, but that's what we're going with.
That makes me think of something.
Oh, hey.
Back in the day, you just said you knew it. Like I was like that meant something. That's my question. I might be a little older than some people, believe it or not. And then when I see someone significantly younger than me, let's say in their teens, and they go, back in the day, and I'm going, like, for you, how far back in that day, like you talking about earlier that morning back in the day, or like how far back is back in the day?
It's like Tuesday.
Hashtag too soon. I think that's too soon. You can't do. I remember back in the day when I mowed the lawn last week. You can't do that. That's not a thing.
Why not?
How far? It has to be. I feel like remember we were talking about weights and measures last week or whatever hell week it was. there has to be someone that says minimum time in the past before you use back in the day. There has to be, right?
I don't know.
Remember back in the day when we started this episode? I can't do that. You can't do that. Oh, come on. I'm not down with this. You know what? Email us if you know how far back in the day thing is, because I'm not buying into it. It can't be earlier in the day, and it can't be last week either. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
I refuse to believe it.
I think you can do it at any time.
The Colossal Company, did they just bail on the mammoth, or are they just doing a little detour with the other guy, the wolf?
They're doing a detour. They think they're going to bring the mammoth back within the next 5 years.
Didn't they say that a few years ago? 5 years?
Well, it was back in the day. Who remembers that?
How many of these wolves did they create?
I think 2 so far.
Got the little male female going there.
I think they're.
I don't know what this is. That was 2 males, wasn't it?
2 fingers, that's for sure.
Well, hey, whatever. 2 of them. They made 2.
Yep.
Now what? We have a zoo where we can go see the whatever wolf, the dire wolf.
No, so that's the thing, is they're actually keeping it very secret where they're at, because they don't want people to go.
They just went on Joe Rogan. It's not a good secret.
They said they take actually a lot of precautions when they share pictures to make sure that people cannot identify where.
Oh. They can do the little recon. Go, oh, I saw that little thing that has to be over in the Midwest or so. Yeah. Somebody's chasing down a dire wolf. Well, you know what? I bet that would be a hot item, right? You get yourself a dire wolf.
I mean, it probably would go viral.
I never even heard of a dire wolf.
And watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah. It was on there?
Apparently. I never watched it, but
it was on there. The wolf, the giant wolf. Do they get like really big?
Yeah.
Ew, because the picture I saw, they look pretty damn small, but I guess they grow, huh?
I think they come out small. Like, I think they're like human babies, but different.
But what did they come out of? A little test tube? What were they grown in?
They said on it. I think it was a gray wolf. They used a gray wolf to incubate the little wolves.
Okay, the gray wolf got involved, and then where did they get the stuff to?
They had enough DNA from fossils, and then maybe we should just wait till the CEO comes on.
Okay.
But apparently they had enough DNA from fossils, and then they re-engineered the missing link. Is there like 0.1% off from a gray wolf? And so they just put it in there. Got
to get me a little dire wolf pet.
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to go for like a little bump in the social media or something.
I think they definitely got it.
Yeah.
It was all over the...
Talk to me when you get a woolly mammoth, Colossal. Then you come on this show. Okay? When you get a mammoth, you come on this show. Dire, whatever wolf, your little baby dire wolf, you can go on that little Rogan show. Okay? The little startup program that they got going on.
Exactly.
Yep. Exactly. Let me tell you something. Here, where we are, live and broadcasting, and when I looked outside today, spot on, perfect day in my world. Beautiful day. Yep. And out there, outside of the wonderful studio that I live in, you should see my wife's pussy willow tree back there. It looks gorgeous. It's just that time of season where her pussy willow is just blooming all over the place, spreading its pollen.
There's a lot of pollen out there.
You want pictures?
I'm good.
Speaking of my wife, she actually, after years in the making, now we're in year what, 7, 8, season 7, right? We did the first 6 seasons, never recorded a damn thing. Go find it. It's out there. I don't know how you're going to get it. Season 7, we started recording. This woman paid no attention to any of those seasons until recently.
It was probably easier for her to hear the 7th season.
Yeah, well, maybe. So she started listening, and she goes, "You know what? You refer to me in these different ways, and you never say my name." And I'm like, "Well, I never planned on saying your name." And she's like, "I want the cutesy little name that like other radio show hosts have for their significant others."
Yeah.
I'm like, "First of all, you're getting all up in my business and you need to back off." Okay.
I mean, you're not. This isn't a radio show.
And I don't know if anyone else heard that, but it sounded like she just flushed the toilet upstairs. Thank you. Anyway, she wanted a cutesy little name. So I started thinking about our late little dog, cute little dog. The puppy that near the end was just full of strange bump. Like if you pet the dog, your hand would go like this because there was just so many bumps on it. And then she's the same dog that like the one ear, it wasn't there so much because the other dog ate it. Well, not the whole ear, ate most of the ear. And then she had like the weird things hanging off her lip and like her breath smelled the same as her ass. A little worse, just like her breath was a little worse than her asshole. So I said, why don't we call you that? Why don't we think that makes me think of you? So her name is Skylar. There you go. There you go,
Skylar.
Lady. Wherever you are. Thanks for flushing the toilet. So Skylar's pussy Willow's out back. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Great. Earlier we were talking about like how far is it to back in the day, right? Another thing, when you say recently, don't want to get political, but people went into space on Blue Origin.
Oh, God.
And there's a little bit of a controversy about how high they went. And,
I thought you were going to say the controversy of was it real? Because I keep hearing that too.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I've heard that, but
yeah, whatever.
No.
We're going with it's real.
Yeah, I think it's real.
I don't know think so too.
Not be. But I guess they went somewhere around 60 miles, 62 miles high. My question is, we're talking about how far does it have to be back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
How far is that? How high do you have to be before you say you're this far away from Earth? When does it go from high to far? You don't say the moon is 20,000 miles high.
I'm trying to track with you because believe it or not, sometimes you lose me. High and far. Okay. So if I'm up on Empire State Building.
Right.
I'm high up in the air.
Yeah, you're high up in the air. You're not far off the ground.
I mean, I'm far off the ground, but I guess I would say, were you up really high in the air? Yeah, I was up really high in the air. But yeah. Where are you? Walk me through this. You're hung up on the miles thing. Is that what it is?
No, how far away or how high do you have to be off the ground before you say I'm far away from Earth?
I am super high right now. No, I'm kidding. Far away from Earth? Well, if you're how about if a hot air balloon? Do you just say I'm high up in the air?
Right, exactly. Why don't you say I'm 500
feet
away from Earth?
Okay, well, when you're in a plane,
right?
Don't you measure? I thought there was an X number of miles in the air. I don't even know. How high does a plane go? I don't even know.
Yeah, 5 or 6 miles.
Oh, is that right? Okay, so there you go. Miles. You said miles.
Right.
All right. So if you're in a plane, there's your benchmark. Plane. Right? Is that where we're going? Well, no, because the little. You lost me at the beginning. Okay, we're talking high versus far. Is that what we're doing?
Yes. Yeah.
I've driven pretty far.
Right.
I've driven 3,000 miles across the country.
That's pretty far.
Okay.
But you're on the Earth.
That's the way I did it with the driving. I just found it easier to stay on the Earth personally. That's just me. That's how I did it.
Pilots drive a plane across the United States.
Yeah. God, I just went down the rabbit hole. If I say this word, it's an acronym. Tell me if it makes sense to you. The eVTOLs. Exactly.
eVTOLs?
EVTOL. And that apparently is the name for what we've been calling flying cars. It's not a flying car. They call them eVTOLs. I don't know what the acronym means, but I just watched the whole thing on it, which makes me smart. And they say flying car. It looks like a giant. Well, there's 50 versions of them because everybody's trying to be the first. But it's. Are you looking it up?
No.
Okay, cool. It's for half a second I thought you took an interest in what I was talking about. And it's they look like drones. They look like little personal drones.
Well, that's what they are.
Okay. About $125,000 for one, which you really can't fly anywhere because you don't have the approval to fly it. So that's pretty cool.
But don't they have to stay below a certain height?
Well, that's what they're saying. The regulations aren't really.
You can't get that far away.
They haven't figured it all out yet. So, look, drone flies above a stadium. They're probably going to shoot it down. I wouldn't try it with the eVTOL thing. I would just steer clear of the stadium. It's like, oh, I got a good Super Bowl seat. No, just don't do that.
Yeah.
You're coming down the hard way.
How many of them have they sold?
Actually, don't get me wrong. It's not like tons, but these companies have sold.
They're pretty light then. They don't weigh a lot.
You know what? They are pretty light. It's the freaking batteries that get them. I don't think they've sold many, but man, they're getting a boatload of money. Like all of them are getting billions of dollars, and you can't do a damn thing with them. So I don't know. You have a space car. How high can you take your space car?
Stays on Earth. You can't.
Lame. You're waiting for that latest software upgrade. So exit the
I think
planetary system or something.
Yeah, the next one, the wings will shoot out. So
wouldn't that be cool?
Prescriptions or pharmacies. Are you familiar with pharmacies? Have you been to a pharmacy?
There's a lot of farms around here. Yep.
This is the pill farm.
I love them. Yep.
Yeah, where you go to get your drug.
Throw in some pills. Yep.
Yep. You find it interesting that there's a sign there for privacy, like please stand back from the counter for other patients or.
That makes sense to me.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Except the pharmacy I go to, it's located inside the hospital, and it's just a small room, and the sign is about 2 feet away from the counter. It's stand behind this sign for customers' privacy,
which is probably closer than the normal social distance that you would keep from a person that you don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, that doesn't really work out.
Yeah, it doesn't really work out. And I'm like, my hearing's not that good, but I can still hear you talking to the person.
But you got that 2 feet of distance, though.
2 feet of distance. I feel like they need to rethink that. Get a little more distance.
Maybe just throw a 0 after the 2 on the sign. Take a marker next time.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm an idea guy.
I have been having people stand like incredibly close to me in lines, like uncomfortably close. And I'm like, back the fuck up.
Oh, I can't do it.
I mean, like right on my shoulder. And I'm like, what is your problem?
Oh, no, I can't do it. You got to give me that space. This is why myself and that Skylar lady I was just telling you about, I like the amusement parks. Those freaking lines. Okay. It's 10. We go in the summer. Well, it's been ages since we've gone. When we go and went in the summer back in the day, hot as balls. And then, hey, I don't know you. I'm going to lean up and kind of touch your arm a little. No, see now, no, I don't want any parts of it. Hey, the line's only an hour and a half. I got Captain Sweatballs over here touching me. Okay. No, I can't do it. No, back up. I don't understand how, where is your comfort level? Like, what is your distance? Like arm's length? Maybe a mile and a half away?
The farther, the better for me. So a mile and a half is a good.
Enough!
But I can get it down to like in arm's length.
Yeah.
You know.
I might. Yeah, I will even let you bend your arm a little, but outside of that, we're getting a little too close. The lean in close talker. Now we're going down Seinfeld land. The close talker.
Yeah.
Can't. No.
Just whisper over there and I'll try and figure it out.
Text me. Go home and text me. Where's this drugstore, man? They might want to expand a little for you.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Not doing much there.
Did you get any good info out of the previous customer's drug purchase?
No, I don't know what they were on.
Damn. What they were on? What were you on?
I don't know. What was I going to get?
I don't know.
A medicine for something.
I was just looking up some cool drugs. Found one, foxymethoxy. That sounds fun. Also known as DIPT. Let's see. There's benzofury. There's the good one. Crocodile. Remember back in the day when the people would do some crocodile, and then the skin would start looking like. This is legit. I'm not joking. The skin would start looking like crocodile skin. Like
no. Yeah. Wait, that's a medicine you took to make your skin look like a crocodile?
It was an illegal medicine, Dave.
Oh.
It wasn't one of the over-the-counters. I will have a 20 milligrams of crocodile, and if you could just top that off with some foxymethoxy. Or methoxy, sorry.
I don't remember this.
Oh, God, yeah. This
a drug craze?
Was that?
What was it? Some sort of drug craze?
Let's see. Also known as croc, that's nice. Shorten it, is often referred to as the poor man's heroin because its cheap doses supposedly impact users in a similar way to heroin. First of all, it's sounding pretty good to me. Most commonly found in Russia and other former Soviet republics. Who knew? But it's also beginning to appear around the world, which we know that's true because it was in Florida when I last saw it, but it's Florida.
So this is going on currently.
Yes, sir. It is infamous for causing chunks of flesh to fall off around injection sites and eroding organs within the body. I want in.
It sounds like a drug that it's not good for you.
It's certainly the most disfiguring, commonly used drug in the world, and it might be the deadliest. How about that?
I feel like they need like some side effects, like you see on TV when they're doing their commercials, like side effects.
Let's see. No, it doesn't give me side effects. Partial or full paralysis of some or all of your body. Inability to distinguish your anus from your mouth. Uncontrolled humping of park benches. The compulsion to hold a dirty banana in your armpit. You may begin attracting flies and earwigs. and this is the worst. Excessive douchebaggery. I don't know. Crocodile. Look it up.
I'm going to take your word for it. Is it a real thing or are you making this up?
100%, brother. I am no joke. Crocodile, aka croc.
Yeah.
It just like straight up destroys your skin. The crocodile, I think the name comes from that skin condition that you get, which is awesome, by the way. That looks like a leathery crocodile insanity. Yes. It's awesome. And you're stupid for not doing it. You should be embarrassed with yourself.
Do you listen to Crocodile Rock while you take it?
Ooh, never thought about that.
Yeah.
I kind of like this other one.
Crocodile Rock.
Oh my God! He has the fake hair. He's got a freaking wig on. He's wearing a rug. I am so embarrassed not to know this. I know this. I can see him. He was in Vegas playing the piano for the past however many years.
Liberace?
No. Damn you. Elton John. Oh my God. I am so embarrassed right now.
Man.
I want to get Benzo Fury. There's another one. Benzo Fury. I don't even know what it does. It can last up to 14 hours. I don't even know what it does, but it sounds awesome. Foxymethoxy, I feel like if I took that, I would just be cooler. It's a hallucinogenic known for its auditory psychoactive effects. There can't be any negative effects to this. This sounds perfect. The drug can potentially continue to affect your hearing even after it wears off. What were you saying? Huh? That's not so bad. Okay. You get a kick-ass drug like Foxymethoxy. You're tripping your balls off. Okay. Next day you wake up and you want to tell your friends, you should have been there. And you just don't hear what they're saying. You're like, that's not so bad. He's an asshole anyway. I didn't really like listening to him.
Are you just looking up like illicit drugs that the kids are doing?
I'm going to tell you, we do show. Hey, everybody, listen in. A little bit. What do you call it? Behind the scenes baseball, whatever.
Yeah.
I did show prep because I love these thingies of ours, and you nailed it. We're on this weird level right now, and you start talking drugs, and I had drugs - really ? Boom. Foxymethoxy, benzofury, crocodile. Okay, they're ready to go. Now here's one for the listeners. Real or fake? Jenkem. Jenkem.
Oh, that's real. And
okay.
I can tell you what it is.
You want to tell me? Then I'm going to read. You tell me, then I read this.
Yeah.
Then you're under oath.
This is awful. It's where I'm trying to think of the best.
You're making something up now, aren't you?
No, I'm not making it up. I know what it is.
Jenkem.
When they take parts that usually go down the toilet and they ferment it, and then they put it into a balloon and inhale it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the document that Tim prepared. Jenkem. By far the most disturbing of all the drugs on the list. Jenkem is a hallucinogen inhalant made from fermented human waste, made by allowing human urine and feces to ferment in a bottle with a balloon covering the opening. Why did you know this? Its effects are a cross between cocaine, I think that's a misspelling, LSD, a euphoric high with strong hallucinations of times past. Although there have been several reports, Jenkem use in the U.S. is either unknown or a hoax. Ooh.
It's not a hoax.
Why did you know that? We're operating on a level that now I'm disturbed by. Whoa. I had that written and you had it in your brain.
Yeah.
I'm going to write something else down and see if it goes in your brain. Let's see.
It's actually been around for quite some time. It started back in like the mid like 2005, 2006, 2007.
That is awesome. God, I'm late.
And, yeah, I know that like from my law enforcement days.
From back in the day.
Yeah.
Jenkem.
Yeah.
Wow, you had that down, man.
Oh yeah, I knew what it was because like, you know, they told us to be on the lookout for it because the anyone came across, passed out and everything, the side effects were shitty breath.
Okay. I was gonna say, I feel like for some reason they would be super easy to spot because I would imagine they weren't real particular about how they ingested this. So I figured there would be just a shit covered face.
Yeah,
you've been eating chocolate pudding? No. Jenkem, baby. That's Jenkem juice. Oh God. Arrest that man. Call Dave. They warned you about Jenkem.
Yes.
Who warned you?
It was like it was put out to law enforcement agencies that was the latest thing.
Wow.
Kids and people were doing.
The latest thing.
Yeah.
What drugs did you turn down? Where you go, you know what? That Jenkem, that sounds pretty damn good.
Yeah.
There is a first time you try all these.
But not me.
That's a tough sell, even for like the worst of the worst. So I got this fermented human shit. Hear me out. It's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. No. That's disgusting. I don't know which is worse, the fact that I put it on a Word document or that you had it in your brain.
Yeah.
You had an actual experience with it. You had history with Jankum.
I didn't experience it. I knew of it. Was familiar with the drug.
But you never had the, there he is. We got our first Jankum guy. Jankum Joe. Here he comes. Shit covered all over his face. Don't make eye contact. The guy is loose cannon. No, didn't have that.
Never had that.
Opportunity missed right there. God, that would have been a great story. Well, I think maybe we should wish our viewers a very good day and have them start trying all sorts of experimental illicit drugs so that we have more to talk about. Bring your side effects. Bring your Jankum-colored faces. I would be in. Have a great day, everybody. See ya.
Boys, you really went down some rabbit holes on this podisode. Like far down. Do we still say far down a rabbit hole, or do you want to say something like cratered into the rabbit hole? Have you checked to see if dire wolves live in rabbit holes? Well, that would be a dire wolf hole, I suppose, but I digress. When are you boys going to space? I'm really interested to hear what it is like. Not really. I just want to get as far away as possible from your noise-making. Maybe you could just do the show from space. You could be the first podcast that is out of this world that should up your subscribers. Or should I say, get your subscribe count high. I'll research how to get you tickets. Until next time, keep speaking of things.